Hello and welcome to the Personal Spirit YouTube channel. My name is Alina and I'm very glad that you're watching this video. Today's topic is one of the most important topics that I want to discuss with you, and this is how the world is influencing us. And definitely it is. Other people, different political movements, social movements, different organizations and powers and political parties, everyone wants us to take their side because it's something that makes them stronger. More followers, more people that share the ideology is good for each organization, political movement, social movement. A lot of different people want us to support them, to share their values, their needs, their ideas, and we are influenced from different directions, including our friends, including our family members, including personal example of our bosses, and so many other people and organizations have influence over us, and we need to be aware of it. First of all, the first step that will help us to be less influenced by outer world. Let's call all those people and organizations, let's call all this together outer world or outer influences. The first thing is to be aware that they exist. The second thing is to be aware that it's absolutely impossible to be absolutely uninfluenced. That it's life is a collaborative process, and we're influencing others and others are influencing us, and this is normal on one hand. From another hand, in order to grow spiritually and personally, we need to be more aware of it and to understand ourselves better, so we'll be less influenced. We cannot be absolutely uninfluenced, but we can be less influenced by others and more aware of ourselves, our needs, our desires. Okay, so one of the most important things is sometimes when we're influenced, there are two ways to be influenced. One way is when we're doing directly what the influencer is telling us, the person or the organization or the political situation or some powers that are interested in something. They are telling us something and we are doing exactly what they are saying us to do. Okay, but there is another very interesting reaction that people do, and they are not aware that it's not really what do they want or not really what they believe, and it's not really their values and true desires, but the result of same influence, but we're doing exactly opposite thing from that influence. We think that this is how we are showing that we are not influenced, that we are doing what we want. But when you're doing 180 degrees exactly the opposite of something that the influencing organization or political party or whatever is telling you, you're also influenced by it. I'll give you an example that once my professor in Ben Gurion University told me. It was an anthropology professor, and he was telling us an interesting social issue, if I may say. So Israeli tourists are traveling in India. It's one of the most popular destinations for younger Israeli tourists, okay? And there are very popular, in this destination, there are very popular routes that they can read about it in, I don't know, different websites, forums, wherever, guides for tourists. And some tourists, when they arrive, they take this guide or read this forum, whatever, and they follow exactly the destinations that are suggested to them. Okay, they go in ABC. So, and there is an interesting other category of tourists that they are building their route, like their plan of the vacation, avoiding all those popular destinations that are mentioned in those popular sources of information, guides, whatever. Why they do it? They don't want to be influenced by the standard rules of what is suggested for them to do, and they're doing whatever they want. But they are not. Actually, if we'll think for a second, they are building their route of their vacation or journey based on that suggestions, that guides. They're just building it in a way so they will not visit any location that is suggested in those guides or forums. It means that they will not visit some of the most interesting locations or beautiful locations. It's also like cheaper to visit there. It's a beautiful place to visit, and it's like very important place in this country to visit, but they're not visiting it, not because it's not interesting or it's expensive or it's like you need to travel in a very uncomfortable route to visit it. No, they're not visiting those places only because they are mentioned in some guides for Israeli tourists. So are they really not influenced? Of course they are, but they are trying to do the opposite thing of the guide is telling them to do. They have a feeling of this protest, and I'm doing the opposite thing, and I'm doing what I want, but they're not really doing what they want. They're doing the opposite of something standard that is suggested. And this is a very interesting example that shows us that really pretty often this is what we are doing, even when we are aware. Like, the first step is to be aware that we are influenced by something or someone, okay? When we did this first step, we understood that, oh, this propaganda or this political party or this organization or those people want us to do ABC. People are not really, like, not everyone of course, but some people, let's say lots of people actually, are not doing what they really need, want and like to do, but they are doing the opposite of something that was suggested by propaganda organization, people or whatever. And I think it's a very important step in understanding what do we really want, and we need to check our values, our plans, our decisions, and to analyze them. And maybe we'll find that some of our decisions are not really our decisions, that maybe some of them are influenced by propaganda or some social or political issue or other people. For example, parents. Sometimes, you know, parents are telling to children to do something, and children, they don't want to do this thing, they do exactly the opposite thing. But those children are not aware that this absolutely opposite thing is not really what they want, need to do. It's something they're doing just the opposite of something their parents want them to do. And this kind of protest is, I can say, like kind of natural reaction, but it's not a reaction of awareness, let's call it like this. So I hope that this video will help you to be more aware of your true desires, your true wishes, and you will understand yourself better and what do you really believe, what do you really want, and what do you really need. That's pretty all for today. Please leave your comments. I will be very interested to read what are your thoughts on this topic. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell button for notifications. See you in my next video. Bye bye.